Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this meeting of Cabinet on the 8th of October 2025. I normally would say where the fire exits are, but we don't have any members of the public here and everyone else knows, so I'll leave that one out. But do please note your mobile phones and other devices are switched to silent, which I shall do myself. And also please note that this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. So we have apologies for absence from councillors Martin Boffey and Jonathan Taylor, and that explains why I'm in the chair here today. Item 2 on the agenda is the minutes, and we have minutes of 2 previous meetings to approve. Those are the meetings of the 17th of September. Those are ones on page 7 to 13. And then secondly, the meeting of the 24th of September, 15 to 7, pages 15 to 17. So for the first meeting, I move that these minutes are approved as a correct record. Are you agreed? Thank you. And for the second meeting, the meeting on the 24th of September, I also move that these minutes are approved as a correct record. Are you in agreement? Thank you. Item 3 is declaration of members' interests. Does any member of the Cabinet present have an interest to declare relating to any item on the agenda this evening? No, thank you. And item 4 is announcements. Can I please remind members to direct questions to the Cabinet rather than officers in the room? Cabinet members will refer to officers if necessary. But firstly, I'd like to invite Cabinet members to make any announcements. And I think Councillor Fletcher, you have one.
Thank you very much. I'm making this announcement because, as some of you have may already seen, there was an article in yesterday's Guardian claiming that Rachel Reeves has cleared Sussex planning blockage amid good relationship with developer, which we assume is a reference to the issue of water neutrality. We had already been advised an announcement would be made by DEFRA about water neutrality at the end of this week. We had therefore arranged an all-member briefing so that you would all be fully up to date and in a good position to communicate clearly to residents and stakeholders on this important matter. I know that we are all very aware that in response to the restrictions of water neutrality imposed by Natural England's position statement, HDC officers, together with officers from other affected neighbouring local authorities and partners including Natural England, the Environment Agency, Southern Water and DEFRA, have invested much time and public money under successive administrations to deliver appropriate solutions. The councils have developed guidance that developers are using to achieve water neutrality through increased water efficiencies, the use of alternative supplies such as boreholes, and offsetting residual increased demand against savings secured at other properties in the area. We have been working alongside the government on this issue for over 4 years now. In a face-to-face meeting with the leader of the council in January, DEFRA Minister Emma Hardy agreed that having a managed exit from water neutrality was essential. So we have proceeded on this basis in partnership with affected neighbouring councils. I'm pleased to say that the managed exit has jointly been developed through the Sussex North Water Certification Scheme, which was formerly known as Sussex North Offsetting Water Scheme, or SNOWS. This is now ready to launch. However, as we were expecting an announcement on Friday regarding water neutrality, which may have implications for the rollout of our certification scheme, we delayed the announcement of its launch. Should Natural England's position change on water neutrality, there will need to be assurance and evidence to substantiate any new position, just as there was when Natural England issued its original position statement in September 2021. This council will always put the needs and interests of Horsham district residents and its natural environment first. We believe in openness and transparency, which is why I'm making this announcement this evening. The all-member briefing will go ahead as planned. at which members will receive further details and be able to ask questions, and additional information and guidance will be made public in due course. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Do any other Cabinet members have an announcement to make? Does the Chief Executive have any announcements?
No.
Thank you. In that case, we'll move straight on to item 5, which is public statements. But no statements from members of the public have been received, so we can dispose of that item very quickly. Moving on to item 6, substantive item. This is the making of the Cowfold, Lower Beeding and Pulborough neighbourhood plans on pages 19 to 19 following of the agenda. I'd like to invite Councillor Ruth Fletcher, Cabinet Member for Planning and Infrastructure, to introduce the report. Ruth.
Hello. This council strongly supports neighbourhood plans, and I'm delighted to be able to make this opening statement in support. This concerns the making of Cowfold, Itchingfield, Lower Beeding and Pulborough neighbourhood plans. Neighbourhood planning is integral to the planning process in Horsham district. Neighbourhood plans, which are prepared by our local communities, provide an important way for local communities to engage with the planning system and have a say on what happens in their own neighbourhoods, towns and villages. The purpose of this extra cabinet meeting is formal approval to make the following neighbourhood plans: Cowfold, Itchingfield, Lower Beeding and Pulborough. You will probably be aware that the production of these plans have been challenging for all involved due to the requirement. Yes. Maybe I should say that again louder. Due to the requirement for all these plans to be able to demonstrate that they're water neutral. This has involved considerable extra work and additional consultation, as well as significant delays. However, the culmination of this work enabled all 4 plans to successfully proceed to referendum on the 4th of September 2025. I'm pleased to inform you that all 4 plans received a positive endorsement from their communities. It is now a legal requirement that after a successful referendum, a local authority must formally make the plan. At this point, these plans will carry full weight in the decision-making process. It's very important for me to highlight that the production of all 4 plans would not have been possible without the commitment and dedication of each of the respective parish councils and the hard-working members of the neighbourhood plan steering groups, who have endured significant delays and frustrations, but have remained resilient and patient. They've volunteered their time and worked tirelessly on behalf of the community to reach this stage. I would like to thank them on behalf of the District Council for their time and effort in production of their neighbourhood plans. All 4 communities should be very proud of what they have achieved. I therefore propose that recommendations 1 and 2 are supported, and the 4 neighbourhood plans presented today should be made by this council and formally become part of the development plan.
Thank you, Ruth. Do any other members present have any questions on this report or recommendations? Councillor Lambert.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to thank the Cabinet member. I'm so relieved and happy to finally see this day. The end, hopefully, and I say this bearing in mind the recent JR, worth the challenging journey, which commenced in 2018 under the leadership of Jerry Hooper and his small team. The following year, in the early summer, we had a presentation in the Allman Centre. Most of the village took part. They came along, collected their papers on all the sites, went off, visited the sites, came back to the Allman Centre and cast their votes. And the sites that got the most votes became enough sites for 2 iterations of the neighbourhood plan. This progressed through examination and it was ready for referendum, as you rightly say, in 2021, when water neutrality hit and the position statement halted it in its tracks. Sadly, earlier this year, Jerry Hooper died. It was unexpected and left us in a quandary and an empty space. A young man called Jake Fisher had been co-opted to the parish council, and his arm was helped up his back, and he volunteered to take on the neighbourhood plan and planning. And under the help and guidance of Norman Kwan and Catherine and Emma very kindly arranged training for him, and Norman guided him through it, and we ended up with a really lovely neighbourhood plan. But not only that, we ended up with an equally wonderful IDP, which went, as Ruth says, to referendum on the 4th of September. And after all this time, we were so worried it wouldn't get through, and it did. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Lambert. I didn't see a question there, so I won't ask Councillor Fletcher to respond. Councillor Clark.
Thank you, Chairman. Basically, this has been a long and winding road, to quote a song. The Pulborough neighbourhood plan started in just before 2015, before I became a district councillor. So that gives you an idea. It's been around for a while. Particular thanks, I think, needs to be said in council to a certain number of people. So that would be Dr. Tilbrook, David Hurst, and Ray Quested in Pulborough. Ray Quested unfortunately passed away on the day of the referendum, so he never actually saw the referendum approved. And also particularly to Norman Kwan and to Catherine for all the hard work and all the support they've given the parish council. Though it's not kryptonite, the neighbourhood plan does provide some say in where development goes and what development goes ahead. It's not a guarantee, but at least it's better than not having any protections at all. And as I stated, it's been a long and winding road, and I'd like to thank everybody involved for their way forward. I mean, if you definitely want a question, I can turn around to the cabinet member and sort of say, what's the next stage in the neighbourhood plan saga? Thank you.
So do I take that was a question, or as if you were to put a question?
If I was to put a question.
So you haven't put a question. Okay. I'll make sure, thanks for your comments. I'll make sure that those names are recorded in the minutes. You can respond if you wish.
Well, I think I should respond. I say thank you very much to you both for your very kind comments there, and I do want to acknowledge and thank you and Claire under the previous administration, because it's not just the officers who've worked on this. There are many councillors, particularly my predecessors, who have also been intimately involved with this. And in very, very brief answer to Councillor Clark's non-question, yes, we are discussing this, as he knows, and I think we have some similar views about how we wish to take this forward. So thank you.
Do we have any other members wishing to speak? In that case, are there any cabinet members who wish to speak? No. In that case, I'll go straight to a vote. So the vote is to agree the recommendations as set out on page 19, recommendations 1 and 2. I won't read them all out, but they're there in front of you. So all those in favour, please show. That's unanimous, thank you. So moving on to item 7, which is the forward plan. This item is for noting. Does any member of the Cabinet have anything to say on this item? No. Okay, in that case, item 8 is to consider matters of special urgency. And I have to report there are no urgent matters to consider this evening. So I therefore close the meeting. Thank you very much.